time for a process video. Today I'm going to do these two pictures here. This is my daughter and my sister in 2009. I think, if I'm honest, I have no idea what movie they went to see. It was a 3D movie of some kind. My sister just took my daughter on like a little outing or something. And I think these are cute because their expressions are really cute and they're like really, really cute here. So I kind of need to trim them a little bit, and I may still do that. And I have the Scrap Room July 2022 here, and I'm looking at this sketch, and I'm wondering if I can make it work like this. If not, I'll have to turn it like that, but I kind of still like it like this, so I may just make this work. And then the paper selection I'm going to use is one of their flavors of the month here, and I think I'm going to use this. I say think, I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. It's this Doodlebug's My Happy Place. And generally I'm picking it because I think the colors are really cute, right? So this, like, my daughter has on like this little pink pair of pants. My sister has on like a turquoise, which is kind of, it's a little toned down. It's not the same, but I think it looks really cute on here. So I think that looks cute. So anyway, that's the paper collection I'm going to use. There's some white cardstock. I may end up using that because I have 1, 2, 3 pattern papers here. And I have 3 I could play with, so I may use the white. I don't know yet. I haven't 100% decided. And the ephemera is kind of okay. There's a few cute little things in here. There's some stuff like the copy helps doesn't really work. But there's some cute stuff in here I'm pretty sure I can use. So that's what I'm going to start with. So let me get cutting, and I'll come back on shortly.
All right, gang, so the first thing I did is I went ahead and trimmed my pictures down to 4x4. There was enough dead space on the one with the cars. I could definitely trim it. And on the other one, I was able to trim it just so that you could still see their faces real good. Now, the first thing I also did, or the next thing I did that I decided to change my mind on, is I started to put that one picture with their faces on the right-hand side. And then I realized my daughter's kind of looking in. And so I move it to the left side. Generally speaking, if you have pictures where the faces are looking one direction or the other, you generally want to get your the face looking into your layout. Otherwise, they're like looking off the page, and the viewer's eye of the layout will end up going off the page, and you kind of want to keep them on the page. So I ended up putting that one on the left side, and then I'm just trimming this photo mat here. It's a pretty simple one. I mean, I could have probably double, tripled, layered, whatever, but in this case, I just left it pretty simple. And so just single matted it, and I've trimmed that down. I didn't really measure, but it's probably about a 1/4 inch mat around. And then I decided the horizontal piece was going to be this darker floral. Now, I've cut it a little taller, honestly, than I'm leaving it. I don't think I've trimmed it down yet, but I look at it, I do this first, and I think, okay, you look okay. I will come in a minute, though, and trim that just a little shorter, not width-wise, but height-wise. Now, the next thing I'm doing is I'm looking at this stripe here, and I'm like, okay, I want this as my Fishtail Banner. And I kind of debated briefly on, do I use the blue side or the pink side? And I stuck with the pink side, again, mostly because my daughter's shorts or pants or whatever those are pink. So I kind of wanted that pink to be the main color. And so I've trimmed it down, and then I'm going to trim the height down as well. I think I make it 10. It's either 10 or 10.5, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't remember. None of these have measurements on the sketch, so I'm just eyeballing it. Now, to make my Fishtail Banner, I'm just going to fold this over. I match up my corners, and I flip this around so I don't want to press it. Like, I don't want to crease the paper, so I have to keep it a little bit rounded. So I got to be careful with my corner here. Make sure it lines up just right. So I fast with it just a second, and then I just cut inward to make my Fishtail Banner, and that goes pretty well. And then I'm going to end up, this is all the pattern papers I needed for this sketch. And again, if you wanted to go, over and above, you could add more layers. You could, add, different patterns or whatever, especially on the photo mat, but I decided against it, mostly because I only have with these flavors of the month, you get a limited amount of papers, and I kind of want to make a second layout, so I didn't want to start cutting up more papers. So this is where I trim that height down just a little bit. So now I'm just going to start gluing my papers together to create my base, and it's pretty quick, y'all, really. It just goes right on down. The other thing I want to mention to y'all, I don't know if you noticed, well, surely you did. I mean, it's right there in your face, right? I bought this Caterpillar light up scrapbook mat at convention. This is the first time I've used it because I didn't have enough power outlets, and my sister got me a surge protector for my birthday because that's what I asked for. She's like, that's not very interesting, or that's not very fun, or whatever. I'm like, hey, I need a power surge protector thing so I can plug all my stuff in. And she got me a real fancy one. It's got like USB ports and all kinds of stuff in it. So I was able to finally plug this thing in, even though I've had it a few weeks. And I think it looks okay on film. I was a little bit worried because I didn't want it like glaring in your face. but it doesn't seem to be. I think it's okay. So you guys let me know. I think it looks okay though. And it's helping me stay like in camera because even though I have little tapes on my desk, I tend to like wander off screen. So this helps me stay on there. I did decide to doodle around the outside edges of the papers just to kind of close them in. So I used a black pen on the stripe and the green, and then I used a white Signo Uniball on the darker paper so I could see it. And so that's what I did to kind of enclose those papers a little bit. Now, my title is going to be fun. Now, this title came from this Simple Stories Thickers collection. It's not from the Scrap Room or the Doodlebug collection, but I thought the colors went really well. Now, I kind of hurt my feelings, though, because I will bend my end in a second. It kind of makes me mad, but it is what it is. So here's where I'm going through the ephemera that came in with my little collection here. And I already know some of them aren't going to work. Like there's a shovel and stuff, and I go, okay, none of that's going to work. There's like a refrigerator, and none of that's really appropriate. And even some of this stuff here, I think, I'm not sure I'm going to use it or not. I like the little car because there are cars in the parking lot, but I don't end up using that. I end up using basically the round, there's like a round scallop looking, that thing right there that's in my, well, it wasn't, there it is, my hand. I stick that down underneath that lower left corner to kind of create a grounding spot for some stuff. In the sketch, I think it was a floral or whatever, and I'll add some stuff down there, but I just wanted to create that, and I think that's where I bent that in, and it kind of hurts my feelings. And in the sketch, there is a little tab up there, which is kind of neat, because this one came a little tab, and so I'll put that together, and then I realize you're kind of getting lost, so I'm going to end up doodling around the outside edges of that, which is funny, because I end up covering about 80% of it up with some stuff, but that's okay for the moment. I decided it needed to have a little distinction. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down up there. And then I'm going to start picking out more ephemeras. And again, I've got that round piece there, and I find that there's another little round piece right there that says, "This is our happy place." My sister is a movie-going buff, man. She loves the movie theaters. She even has, I think she still has it. I'm not really sure. She made the comment the other day, and I can't remember. But she was one of those that bought one of those movie theater memberships, right, where you get like a free ticket every month and discounts and whatnot. She just loves movies, always has. She'll go by herself. Like she's just loves them. So she took my daughter to a movie. I couldn't even tell you what it was now, but it was clearly 3D. And I must have been there because I've taken the pictures, but I don't really remember. All I know it was 2009 because it's on the back of the photo, and that's my sister and my daughter. So that's all the journaling we'll get to do there. I don't know what movie, like I said, but that's all right. So here's where I'm just kind of placing the ephemeras. And again, per the sketch, there was some florals, and I'm just kind of working with what I have here. The little black heart, I'm going to move that around several times. I end up setting it right there, but that's not where it stays. And then I have, like I said, I've got the little thing that says, "This is our happy place." And then there's a couple of other little florals down there in the lower left corner. I don't for a minute here there's a little heart, like a little plaid looking heart in the ephemera that I don't initially start with down in the lower left, but it does end up down there. So I'm going to end up starting to put my foam underneath some of these pieces. I'll end up putting foam underneath the little speech bubble heart, the black heart, the edges of the leaves in the upper right, and then the little pink flower in the lower left. But I'm not going to make y'all sit there and watch me do all that because it does take me a minute. But here's where I'm doing the leaf up there. I've got the foam underneath the leaf edges, and I'm going to stick that down in the upper left corner. The pink flower up there is just going to get glued straight down. I don't put that on foam because I do put the black heart up on foam. I didn't put the photos on foam. I could have probably, just to give it some interest. But in this case, since I do have the fun is a thicker title and the other pieces on foam, I think it works okay not to have the pictures on foam because you can see them. They're right there in the middle. All right, so I'm gluing my pink floral up there, and then I'm going to put my foam behind my little black heart. Now, in a second, I'm going to start looking at this layout. Again, this was a real simple sketch, and it was a real simple layout and all the things, but I still have to add a little something. So you'll see me run off well, I'll actually cut it out, but I'm going to run off and get my Dilutions. It's like a hot pink ink because it just needs a little something. So I'm looking at this, and I think this is where I decided to put this little little heart down there, and I kind of move that around just a second, but I'm just extending this diagonal, basically, making it just a little bit bigger by adding that little heart down there. And it just gets glued straight down. And so now I'm looking at my ephemeras. I'm thinking, okay, do I want to use anything else? I'm like, no, I think I'm going to go and put all this stuff away because I don't want to use anything else. Again, I want to make a second layout. I don't have pictures or anything like that figured out, but I know I have enough paper to work with it. So I want to make sure I save some stuff. I'll never end up using all this ephemera most likely because there's quite a bit of it in this little set. What am I doing here? Oh, Oh, putting some yellow enamel dots. Sorry, I couldn't tell what I was doing at first there. I had those in my little bowl up there. It came with a different flavors of the month. I could not tell you which collection specifically. I think it was a summer one. I don't know. It was a June collection. But anyway, I decided I like those little yellow dots on there. So I'm going to add those. And then that's when I decide, oh, you still need something extra. So I'm going to run over and get my Dilutions. And it's this hot pink. It's a real bright pink. And I just sprinkle a little bit in each of the two little diagonal cluster things. And I think that looks really cute. And that's really all I'm going to do this layout. Because this literally only took me it's like 20 minutes, y'all. It was so fast. Here's the slowdown so you can see it up close. And then I'll have some stills in a second. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Feel free to comment. I respond to every comment if I can. I try. So I really appreciate it. And we will see y'all next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.